guys, welcome to today's video. My name is Brittany and we're gonna do like a reading vlog. We're gonna start with going to a bookstore. We picked up boba. Well, I got fruit tea. What did you? I don't know, let me just move her out of the frame. Do I already have books to read? Yeah. Am I still trying to get through a book right now currently? Most definitely. We're still gonna go book shopping at this used bookstore. It's called Book Nook, and we're gonna go see what books we can find. Right now, what book? I don't remember what book I'm reading. It's like Our Moments, something of that, something like that. But I'm kind of getting out of like a little bit of a book slump, and we're trying to figure out how to get out of that and do things. So yeah, that's today's video. I'm not gonna rant too much. Let's get started. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure why this is, but if you ever wanted to read 50 Shades of Grey, go to a used bookstore. This is like the 15th copy of this book that I've seen, and that's kind of crazy. Do not buy the full price. This is the big wall of books. There is like this is the like clearance section, I guess, low-key vibe of this place, and there's a ton of books. It kind of, obviously it's very much like thrifting, but I'm having a good time. It's just like you have to work for it. It's very much like if you want a good book, you have to work for it. Right now I have The Fatigued Artist is the only book that I've picked up thus far. I've been kind of low-key mindedly interested in reading the Hunger Games series. I've never read it, even in my youth. But since the last book that came out, and everybody's just like, oh my gosh, amazing. And I just saw this one, which is The Mockingjay. It's not the first book, but I'm like, okay, maybe I'll read it. I don't know. We don't have to make that decision today, so let's go look at more books, I guess. That covers it more than this. I know this is probably aging me, but this is so Hello. Okay. I don't know if I did a good job the other day telling you about the books that I purchased at the used bookstore. So we're gonna do that now real quick. I got 3 books and I'm gonna go through them really quickly. One was The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I'm pretty sure this is a classic, and I'm pretty sure this is about the Holocaust. So I know that there is a movie. I haven't ever read it or read the book or seen the movie. Just haven't. I don't know. Just haven't. The Cello Despero. I've read this before, and I remember my child brain enjoying it. I also don't remember anything about what it is whatsoever. And then the last book that I got is The Fatigued Artist. This book, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really know much about what it's about. Read this really quickly. This book basically is about this lady. Her husband got killed He was a journalist in New York about something regarding a drug bust. She seems has a condition in which she is, like, I believe, chronically sleepy. And she is capturing something. She's an artist. And she's capturing something. Regardless. Right now, I'm reading a book that is nothing like these things. It's technically a romance, I'm pretty sure. And I'm reading Our Secret Moments. And I don't know what it has. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm reading Our Secret Moments by Janice Boswell. I believe it's Janisha Boswell, and I'm really learning. I'm not great with words at all, but I'm reading that book right now. This is like my first, like, or second book. No, this is my first book that I'm actually, like, physically reading that out of, like, my book slump, and it's been taking me a very, very long time to read it. One, because I'm out of a habit of reading. One. Two, because every time I've been reading, maybe I've been just choosing the wrong moments, but every time I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have about, like, at least 15 minutes to just, like, sit down and read. I've been interrupted like several times, and they haven't been like bad interruptions. They've been actually like very good interruptions, but it's still like it's still an interruption, you know, in terms of like, okay, I need to, like, give these person, like, my undivided attention. And it's happened several times over the past week, which I feel like is the reason why it's taken me so long to, like, actually get through this book. And it's very weird because, like, yesterday I have 20 pages left of the book, like, literally only 20 pages, and I was just like, okay, I can finish this book today and we'll be done. But no, that didn't happen. That did not occur. So I want to finish this book today because I think I've been reading it for a week, and it's not that I'm bad, but it's just like there's like this final thing that has to happen just so the story can be over with, and I'm just like, let's just rip off the band-aid, let's just get it over with, you know. And I don't know. The book overall, I'm going to kind of like talk about spoilers really quickly for a second. So like skip to here if you don't want to talk about it. Overall, the book's okay. It's an okay book. Like, I think it's pretty standard in terms of romance book. It is a little spicy. There are some things I just don't really like necessarily. I think in books, I'm very much more on like character development a little bit outside of like the main plot personally. And not that because it was bad, it's just like what I want going into books. And I think I like books where if there is romance, that the romance is kind of like the background of the story, that there's something else. And in this book, it's just the romance. Like, there are things in terms of like it's kind of a sports romance, like there's football that plays a part into it, and as well as like journalism, but for the most part, like, it's just about like their love story and them finding ways to like be around each other. But sometimes it doesn't feel as though like I'm not saying there's no plot, I can't say there's no plot, but it's just vibes. Specifically, like, the main character, the woman in the book, her name is, what is her name? Catherine. Cat. So her name is Catherine, and she's like in journalism, like she's in college, and she has this goals of like really wanting to be a good like writer and journalist and everything. And we like see that in the beginning, and then it kind of just like drops off, and then the focal point is just like her love story. For example, in the book, in the story, she gets enlisted, and kind of like what kind of pushes them together. He's a football player. He is the quarterback, I believe. He's like the head captain. He's trying to get into the NFL, all those things. She is getting in journalism school. She does not care for football or sports at all. She's very much head down in a book, and she's like hyper focused. One of the things that they say is like she's hyper focused on school, like, and to a point where she kind of puts herself in a tizzy in terms of like her grades and getting like positive feedback from her professors, right? And so she's like in this consistent state of like wanting to do well and wanting the spirit of excellence, and then she just like stops. Like, it's not that she just stops, but we just don't hear about it. We don't hear about like her going to class or her like getting things done. We don't really hear about it. And then she gets assigned, she's like pushed this assignment to create this like newspaper for the football team, and she's creating this newspaper for the football team, and she's doing like these interviews. But like the interviews are fine, like they happen, but they're not really saying anything, and we don't get any like there's no depth to it. Like, there's not really a big depth to it. Not that that's bad, but there's no real depth to it. It's really just vibes, and that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just like, what are you going in looking for? Like, what do you want? Because yeah, that's where I'll leave it there. But I'm at the end. It's a cute read. I think right now, if I was gonna rate it, I'll give like a 3-star. It's solid. It's solid. Anyway, also, I kind of want to go to the library later on today because I have some things I need to get done. But I need to really like kind of figure out this whole book situation thing. I have a lot of books on the bookshelf, like the floating bookshelf that you see in majority of my videos. And there's several books at this point, especially with the inclusion of these 3, where the books that I have read are fewer than the books that I have not read, because I need to read some of the books so I can very much figure out and see, do I want to keep them on the shelf? And then if I don't want to keep them on the shelf, remove them, give them away, whatever I need to do. And so I think over the next couple of months, I'm going to really try to make a considerable effort to actually read the books that I have. I was thinking about like picking up some books today from the library, but there's no books that I'm like necessarily interested or like, oh my gosh, I want to read until June. There are some books that come out in June that I want to read, but right now it's just like, yeah. And I kind of like need to flesh out the books that I have. Ultimately, I would love to have like a whole library and like a bookshelf, like a ceiling to floor bookshelf, but we're not there. That will come eventually. I'm gonna go and read a little bit and then we can head out. We're done with the library and I'm going to my car. Filming in public is so weird. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's so weird, but yeah. Are people staring at me? Do people care? Does it matter? Oh no. Feels like it matters to me. Okay, so I finished in the library. We stayed there for like a couple of hours, got some work done. Not all of it, but some of it. Yep. And I finished the last book, which is Our Secret Moments. I think I'm gonna try, I'm probably not going to, but I'm on this thing called Scribble. Yes, I'm on an app called Scribble, and I'm trying to be like more consistent in terms of like posting and like talking about the books that I read, because like it's like a website that's like really good for like if you read books, if you write, that whole vibe. It's not a Wattpad, like it's very much, it gives me very much Twitter, but very much like Twitter specifically for books is kind of the vibe. So I'm trying to be like more consistent on there, so if you want to follow me on there, I'll leave the information down below. On another note, I realized like my whole platform, or like my intentions of my platform, are to be like, I read so you don't have to, but I feel like I haven't been telling you about any books. But I think I haven't been telling you about any books because like, one, I haven't been reading that many books, and two, the books I have been reading have not been revolutionary. So, and the last book I talked about was like The Handmaid's Tale, which is like dystopian, and like I don't know if that went over well. Anyway, But what am I talking about? I'm talking about the factor that I finished, Our Secret Moments. It was a pretty good book. No complaints about it. Pretty straightforward. It was very much just, it was just vibes. Like, if you just want to vibe, like, all positive, low stakes book, definitely recommend. Right now, I read what the synopsis was. It's called The Heart Principle. This book, I think I only read, like, the first chapter, I believe. And I'm, like, actually laughing. Like, there's some parts of this where it's just, girl, what? Girl, what? But basically, the book is about Anna. We're introduced to Anna, and Anna is a very, very well-renowned violinist. However, she's kind of having a hard time doing her art, playing her music, because she is so much in her brain. And at first I was just like, if I was a different person, this would irritate me, but because I can so internally like relate, where she is what her therapist calls like masking to a certain extent, and she is consistently doing things always in this consistent vantage point of how will somebody else view what I do, and wanting it to be a factor of I want everybody to be happy, so I'm going to consistently put myself in this position to where I have to what's the word, like when you do something beforehand because you're expecting it, it is anticipate, maybe that's where, but like I'm anticipating and I'm being very in my head about how somebody else is going to react to like what I'm saying, and then she is making decisions, but she's consistently making decisions for other people's happiness and not her own. That's the whole the gist of it. And we're meeting her, and then we soon meet her boyfriend. I don't know his name. I'm pretty sure they did say his name. I have no idea. We met her boyfriend, and it's like immediately we know, like we can all tell that we're not supposed to like this man. We're not supposed to like this man. He calls her randomly, and he's just like, hey, I want to try this new burger place out in the city. I'm in your city. I'll meet you there at 8. And then just hangs up on her, like, because he's like, oh yeah, I have to go to the gym, and just hangs up on her. And she's just like, what burger spot? Like, what are you talking about? He doesn't ask. He just like kind of just like blatantly just like tells this information, which is like one thing. Add insult to injury, kind of getting to the point, and this is not actually a spoiler. It is actually on the, like the little blurb. He tells her like, we need to talk about our future, and that, you know, I met you when we got together when I was in grad school, and I really need to go and date other people. Not I need to date other people. He's like, I want to marry you, I want to be with you, but I think we should see other people, and then take a few months to see other people, and then if that doesn't work out, we can like come back together and be together. Very much Donnell Jones, like Where I Want to Be type of vibes. And she's just like, what? And that's kind of where we left off. I believe that this is a dual point of view. This other character named Quan, I believe, is going to come into play in this book, and so we'll see where it goes. But that's where I stopped. And then in a second I'm going to start The Boy. Well, I kind of already started The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, but I kind of need to take notes on this. Like, I kind of want to annotate this book a little bit, so I kind of have like a book that is very serious, and a book that's like kind of serious, but I feel like it's going to be more of like a kiki. Yeah, because I'm laughing. It's not I'm laughing because she's actually saying things that are like obtusely funny, but it's just like sometimes like she'll say words or she'll say sentences that are like really come out of nowhere, and like I did not expect those to be the words that I'm reading, and so I'm just like, okay. Anyway, well, I wanted to come and talk to you guys really quickly, but I'm going to end today's video. I know today's supposed to be like a reading vlog, but did we do that much reading? I don't know, not on camera. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and guess what? I'll see you next time.